Hey there students, in this video I'm going to tell you about proofreading. Proofreading is overlooked, not enough students do it, some don't spend enough time on it, some spend too much time on proofreading, but I'm going to go through some of the actions with you about proofreading. Right, so the first action that you have to remember when you're doing proofreading is always think about writing multiple drafts. When you first have a go at writing your assignment or your dissertation, whatever it is, you might end up doing 2 or 3 different drafts. Sometimes it's important to keep the first draft because you might go back to it and you might find that you've captured the right ideas. So that's one of the reasons why you need to do multiple drafts, is to capture the right ideas. And not only that, but you need to present a different perspective of the information, as I've probably said to you in the other video about paraphrasing. So when you're writing a draft, when you write different drafts, it gives you more opportunity to share or express a different perspective of that information. That's action number 1. Doing multiple drafts. Right, so the second action that you need to do if you want to do really good is proofreading. Proofreading has got so many benefits where you can use it to fix the referencing, correct all those mistakes and grammar, and check the language. Is it appropriate for the course that you're doing? Are you using the right type of terminology? The final thing of proofreading is when you're reading it, you've got to feel is it flowing on the page? Is everything linking together? And if it's really like just robotic, then you need to go back and you need to edit it. So that's the second action anyway, is proofreading it to make all the corrections. And finally, the third and final action that you need to do when you're proofreading is you need to always go back and edit your draft. When you're editing your draft, opportunity to either try to increase the word count or decrease the word count. You need to check your assignment criteria and see what word limit you've got. If you've done your draft and you've spent a little bit too long on one sentence and it kind of drags on a bit, you've kind of lost the plot, you need to go back and control the word count. So edit it, increase it or decrease the word count. And that's what your assignment is there for. Your assignment brief, your checklist. You need to use that as a checklist. Always have that next to you when you're doing your draft. So just to conclude things, everything that you need to remember about proofreading is you need to write a draft, you need to capture the right ideas, you need to always think about presenting a different idea, a different perspective in your draft as you're writing. Proofreading will help you to see if you have delivered what your assignment criteria has asked you to do. You need to proofread so that you can correct all the mistakes. You need to proofread so that you can also check to see, have I included the correct references and are the references in the right place, and the citations and so on. So referencing errors. And more importantly, with proofreading, you can feel and get a sense of what your marker is going to read. Does everything link together? Is there a flow? Are you telling a good story? Are you storytelling, and have you delivered the right message? And lastly, proofreading really helps you to go back and control your word limit, control your word count, to either increase with more words, add more detail to your sentences, maybe add more references, add more sources into it, or you think, well, it's a bit lengthy, I've kind of added way too much in there, I need to cut and extract irrelevant information, and that's editing. So those are all the things that proofreading will give you.